Hey miniature lovers, J-Star here, and today I'm making tiny purses and little luggage. I'm going to show you how I make this little set of a purse, an overnight bag, and a weekender bag. And if you haven't guessed yet, the secret ingredient is binder clips. Standard office binder clips. Now I have to tell you, this is not my original idea. I saw it for the first time at the Atlanta Miniature Show, but since then I've seen several videos on YouTube. But I want to step it up a notch and make them look like designer bags from an exclusive boutique. And that starts with fabric selection. Now my fabrics, I choose only the finest of old clothes from the thrift store. This beautiful nubby woven fabric started out life as a lady's blazer. You may recall I've already made a sofa and throw pillows out of this. Okay, so let's get started. First, you're going to cut a piece big enough to wrap all the way around the clip from top to top, if you know what I mean, with about a 1/2 inch overlap on either side. Remove the little metal squeezer parts and add your favorite fabric glue on the side and bottom of the clip. With this thicker nubby fabric, I've not created a hem, so I push the raw edge of the fabric sort of into the glue and make sure that whole top edge is coated with glue. I don't want it to be globby, but I want it to be secure. You can use a cocktail stick to get rid of the extra glue. Then push the fabric right up against those little rolled edges of the clip. Push down lightly on the side and the bottom to make sure that all of the fabric is touching the glue. Then wrap the last third of the fabric around the other side and measure where you want to trim the fabric so that it'll just fit under the rolled edge. And glue it down the same as you did before, making sure that whole edge has a little coating of glue so that it won't unravel. And now both sides of the bag should look like this. To close the ends, blob some glue on the inside of the raw fabric. And yes, blob is the correct term because we want enough for all this raw fabric to stick inside the purse. Now, with a small tool, I use this tiny screwdriver, you're going to tuck the bottom flap of the fabric into the side. And now, very carefully using your tool, you're going to manipulate the two side flaps into the side of the purse as well. Be careful that those blobs of glue don't gush out on everything. And there's the base of your purse. Now, this fabric is very thick, so the sides just kind of close themselves. I want to show you what I do with a thinner fabric. This is still a woven fabric, but it's not as thick as the other one, and it has a little stretch to it. It started out life as a pair of pants. Again, I'll cut a piece big enough to wrap around the whole clip, but I'm going to give myself a little extra because we're going to make a hem. I put down a line of glue across the fabric, depending on where the fabric is and where I want my hem to end. I want to pay attention to my fabric pattern to see how it'll be centered on the purse and how those hems look on the top two sides. Now I simply fold over the edge of the fabric, following the line of the pattern. You may want to clip this down and let it completely dry. Now we have a hemmed edge on our fabric. Apply your glue to the side and bottom of the clip, but when using thinner fabrics, I like to mash the glue down with my fingertip to make a more even coverage. Now, as before, lay your fabric on the side and ease that hem up to the rolled edge. You won't have to worry about coating the edge because it's not a raw edge this time. Wrap the fabric all the way around and again, trim it to fit the bag, but leave enough for another hem. Glue your hem the same way, again, following those pattern lines to make sure it's nice and straight. Then apply your glue and press the fabric down just as you did before, getting it right up to the rolled edge of the clip. And once again, blob some glue on the inside of the extra fabric hanging off of each edge and tuck those edges in to the sides of the purse. With this one, you want to be a little neater about trying to get each fabric to lay on the inside of the side of the purse, the inside of the bottom of the purse, and the inside of the other side of the purse, if you understand what I'm saying. Now, with an awl or a large needle, reach inside the purse and poke into one part of the fabric on the side and pull it so that it kind of closes the side with a triangle of fabric. The glue that's blobbed inside should help keep the fabric in place as you do this. And now we have the base of our little purse with a hemmed top edge. Now I want to make it look like a designer bag, and designer bags have logos. Since my name is J-Star, the star is my logo. I found this set of metal star nail charms on Temu for $2. And they have all kinds of designs of these nail charms. Maybe your logo is a seahorse or a shell, or maybe it's a diamond or a duck. Who knows? Put whatever you want as your gold logo. I just add a little dab of glue on the back of the charm and place it where the logo should be. Now we want to add some handles. I found these 3/8 inch D-rings on Amazon. I got the assorted metal colors thinking I would want options, but it turns out I just wanted the gold. To attach the handles to the largest weekender bag, I add a couple drops of super glue gel to the D-ring, then carefully fit it under the middle part of that rolled edge. I want these handles to hang down, so I lay the D-ring against the fabric. It's not glued, it's just laying there. The only glue is right along the rolled edge. I did try positioning it with the handle up with a larger D-ring, but at this scale, it ended up making it look like a Barbie handbag, and I wanted it to look like a weekender bag at 1/12 scale. Let the glue cure and dry thoroughly, then flip it and add the handle to the other side. Now, for the overnight bag, I do want the handles to stand up. To help me with this, I need a paper clip. I bend the paper clip open sideways so I have two opposing hooks. Again, I add a couple dabs of super glue gel to the D-ring, and I position it so that the handle is hanging up, but I'm doing this upside down. Then, working pretty quickly, I do the D-ring on the other side of the purse. Now, I carefully loop one side of the open paper clip through both D-ring handles. Then, again carefully, I turn it right side up and hang it somewhere to dry. Doing it this way makes sure that my handles are both upright evenly and they sort of come together in the middle. Now I have handles on the weekender and the overnight bag, and now I want to add a strap to the purse. I need two 6 to 8 millimeter jump rings and a bit of chain. This chain is just from my random jewelry stash. Using some needle nose pliers, I gently open up the jump rings to create a little U shape. Then I thread the last link of the piece of chain onto the U, and I add dabs of super glue gel to the ends. Then I slip the two ends into the rolled ends of the top of the binder clip. When the glue is dry and the U-shaped jump ring is secure inside the rolled edges of the binder clip, I let the chain hang so that it straightens itself out naturally. Then I repeat the process using another U-shaped jump ring to attach the other end of the chain to the other side of the purse. You can adjust the length of chain however you want. This one's sort of shorter, and here I did one with a longer chain. I found some tiny binder clips, so I decided to make a clutch purse to go with the purse and the overnight bag and the weekender. To add handles to the little clutch, I got two 4 millimeter jump rings. And I glued these on basically the same way as I did the overnight bag, a little dab of glue, carefully fit it under the middle of that rolled edge. And here's my complete set of bags: a clutch, a purse, an overnight, and a weekender bag. Once you start making these bags and purses, you will never want to stop. I have tried all kinds of fabrics and I love every single one of them. For this black and white leopard fabric, I reversed it on the purse to add a little variation. So, get a bunch of binder clips and some beautiful fabrics and make your very own designer handbag set. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please like and subscribe and leave me a comment. Which purse or bag is your favorite? From the Tiny Chateau Etoile, this is J-Star saying have a great day and keep making mini.